So adding subtitles to your videos is really important these days. It's really useful for accessibility, and a lot of institutions actually insist that it's done, particularly like in education, government and public sector. But it's also very useful for your audience as well. Perhaps they're in a noisy environment, or possibly they may not want to interrupt somebody and they want to turn the volume right down and just look at the subtitles. And it's really easy to do in YouTube, which is very popular. But I'm also going to show you how you can download that file that it creates, and then you can use it in other programs such as Premiere Pro, and with a converter you can use it in Final Cut Pro and use it on other online video services as well. So let's just take one here. I'm going to take this one, Tips for Photography in the Snow. So I'm here looking at my videos in my account, and I'm going to just click here on this arrow and choose this option that says Subtitles/CC, CC being for closed caption. I'm going to set the video language. Now, I haven't set a default for it. It is going to be English United Kingdom. If I set default for new uploads, it would just automatically do that every single time, and I wouldn't have this step. But I'm just leaving it as it is for now. I'm going to choose set language. What it will do is, you'll see here, it'll automatically create what it thinks is the correct subtitling. It says English automatic here. Now you could have a file that's already got, say, your subtitling already done. Someone may have done it for you. Or you may have it in another language, and for that you want to go into the Add New Subtitles or CC here. Now I could also add new subtitles. I could choose English. You can search for other languages such as French, and you can see it's got French in the various different versions: Belgium, Canada, France, Switzerland. And we'll come back and have a look at that in just a moment. But for now, I want to show you how to edit this English one. So I'm just going to click here on English Automatic. And what you'll see is it's got here on the left hand side, you can see it's grayed out. It's got the time where it's appearing, so at 3.3 seconds and finishing at 7.8 seconds, and what I said. You'll see it's not very good at like capitalizing, putting in punctuation and things like that. And you might actually think, well, that's a good idea to actually clean that up a little bit. You know, sometimes it can be a bit distracting if it's not right and no punctuation. So let's just click on the edit button here in the top right. And when I do, on the left hand side here, you'll now see that this isn't grayed out and I can edit. So the first thing I might want to do is just change that to capital O. In fact, why not make it OK like this? And you can see it's got things, and I might just scroll down here and just see if there's anything instant that jumps out at me, some weird kind of word or whatever, but I can't see anything. But you can see it's not done any sort of punctuation whatsoever. So let's just go back up to the top. Let's just play and just see what it comes up with. So you can see it's also down here in the timeline.
Okay, so it's been snowing here in London. It's just a great opportunity to get some photographs. The snow just lends itself to getting something a little bit different, and also you can get just some wonderful photographs. So now's your opportunity, but there's a few things you just need to be aware of, whether you're using an SLR like this or a smartphone like this. There's just plenty of opportunity, but I've got a tip on.
Right, I think what I need to do is over here, let's just click there. I need to put in over here. I think it just needs a bit of punctuation, but you can see it's actually done a really good job of it. Sometimes if you maybe roll your words together, which occasionally I have a habit of doing, it might not do such a great job and you might need to go through and fix those up. But this is taking a lot of the work out of it. So it's done it, it's a bit grey. In the UK we spell grey with an E. So I'm going to put that in there, and you can probably see, let me just see if there's anything that really stands out. You can see no punctuation at all. It's also an opportunity. Now this one here looks a bit odd, you know, especially if it's snowing. Right, let's just play this and see what I actually did say.
Either, you know, especially if it's snowing or it's actually getting.
Oh, it thinks that actually is 80. Must be the way I say it. So we can just fix that up. You can see it's really, really simple. And when you're done, you can just click here on Publish Edits in the top right-hand corner. And when you do, before we had English and in brackets automatic, you'll see, oh, it's pending publish. Quite often this is very quick. So, but if I wanted to, I can go and amend this just by clicking on it again. And then I can go through and make a change to it. Oh, it came up as, there you go. By the time I did it, it's actually done it. So let's just click there. So it went from pending in that time to actually not pending. And let's go into edit. If I decide to make a change, I should have said here DSLR, not SLR. And in fact, let me just check if that's actually what I did say. So
an SLR like this.
No, I didn't. I said SLR. That's not good. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I can fix it. And then I go into Publish Edits. And then it's just going to ask me if I want to overwrite the existing subtitles. I'm going to say Publish. So yes, I'm confirming it. And you'll see it comes up here. Now, I mentioned earlier that you could actually export these as well so that you can use them in another program, such as Premiere Pro, Final Cut Pro, although Final Cut Pro needs a way of converting it, and there's online software for doing that kind of thing. So let's just click on English here. Under Actions, you'll see I can download the original format or any of these, and these are pretty standard sort of subtitling formats. I know for Premiere Pro it's .srt, and I would right click on there in Safari anyway and choose Download Linked File As. I would give it a name and I'd put the .srt at the end so that Premiere Pro can recognize it. And you can use that in many different programs as well. So it's a really good thing. So subtitling formats are pretty standard across many different editing software and online software as well. And I think this is really good because they've probably agreed somewhere that they all want to make this accessible for people, because that's just very, very important. Right, we don't need to do anything here, so I'm just going to go back. And I did say about doing other languages as well, so let's just have a quick look at that. So if I go into Add New Subtitles, let's do the French one. I don't speak French, so I'm not going to know whether this is right or wrong. There it is. It now comes up with Select Method. I can upload a file, so it could be one of those .srt type files that I can upload that maybe someone has already prepared or I've done myself. I can go to Create New Subtitles or CC. If I click here, this gets clever. And I'm going to choose Auto Translate. And let's see what it does. And you'll see over here on the left, there it is. It's got the English version and it has got the French version. I'm assuming it's okay. And down at the bottom here, it's got it just in French, so you can just see what it's going to look like. So let's just take a quick look at that. You may be targeting a particular
so it's been
audience.
snowing here in London.
I really need someone who's fluent in French to tell me whether this is correct or not.
The snow just lends itself to getting something
just something that you could be aware of then. So there you are. That's how I'm just going to click on Publish on this, because may as well do that because it might help someone else out. But as you can see, subtitling really easy. It did a really good job of it. You might want to go in there and just do some editing, tidying up, punctuating, just putting in capital letters, but just looking overall to see if there was something maybe not quite right. As you saw there, it did put in the numbers 80 instead of actually. So that was a good one to fix. So there you have it. That's how you can do subtitles using YouTube, and then you can take that file and use it elsewhere.